I am Hannibal Barca, the man who struck fear into the heart of Rome. Born in 247 BCE in Carthage, I was raised in the shadow of my father Hamilcar Barca, a brilliant general who fought Rome in the First Punic War. Before I was even 10, my father made me swear a sacred oath. I would never stop fighting Rome. That promise became my life's purpose, shaping every battle I fought and every decision I made. When my father died, I rose to power as Carthage's greatest general, determined to complete the mission he had begun. In 218 BCE, I launched one of the most daring military campaigns in history, the Second Punic War. My plan? To strike at Rome's heart. Not by sea, as they expected, but by land. Through the uncharted Alps. With 90,000 infantry, 12,000 cavalry, and 37 mighty war elephants, I set out on this perilous journey. The crossing was brutal, freezing temperatures, treacherous cliffs, and enemy harassment decimated my forces. By the time we emerged, only 26,000 men remained. But those who survived were warriors forged in fire, ready to take the fight to Rome. For over 15 years, I ravaged Italy, crushing Roman legions in battle after battle. At the Trebia River, I lured their forces into an icy ambush. At Lake Trasimene, I trapped and slaughtered an entire Roman army. Then came my masterpiece, Cannae, 216 BCE. One of history's greatest military victories. Outnumbered nearly 2-1, I encircled and annihilated an 80,000-strong Roman force. Never before had Rome suffered such devastation. Their greatest generals fell. Their allies wavered, and for a moment, the eternal city stood on the brink of destruction. Yet Rome refused to die. Instead of surrendering, they adapted. They avoided direct battle, wore down my forces, and cut off my reinforcements. Despite my victories, I found myself trapped in a war of attrition. Carthage, reluctant and divided, failed to send the aid I needed. Then, in 202 BCE, Rome struck back. Their general, Scipio Africanus, invaded North Africa, forcing me to abandon Italy and defend my homeland. At Zama, I faced Scipio in open combat. This time, I was outmaneuvered. My only major defeat cost Carthage the war and our dream of crushing Rome. Even in exile, I refused to surrender. I traveled across the Mediterranean, advising kings, raising armies, and plotting against my lifelong enemy. Rome hunted me relentlessly, fearing the mere whisper of my name. But I would not give them the satisfaction of capturing me. In the end, surrounded by assassins, I took my own life rather than kneel before my enemy. My last words: let us free Rome of her fears, since she finds it so burdensome to wait for an old man's death. I did not destroy Rome, but I made them tremble. My tactics shaped the future of warfare, studied by generals for centuries. My march through the Alps remains one of history's greatest feats. Though my city fell, my name endures. I was Hannibal Barca, the scourge of Rome, the master of war, the man who defied an empire,